We rigged the giveaway for Matt to win.
What does he win?
He doesn't win anything. I was just showing Matt how the perks work.
Complete the Dino quiz.
You guys played Rocket League and didn't invite me?
Yeah, we played Rocket League. Played it for quite a while.
And you didn't invite me.
Were you on? Well, that's because you're playing some God of War game.
You mean the God of War game that you're looking at right now?
Yeah. I mean, they did bring Chaos back, so we could have invited you.
That's the 4-1?
Yeah.
Rick says he'll do a Dino quiz.
I did. I passed the Dino quiz in the Burning Shores DLC.
I know, but Rick says he wants to do a Dino quiz.
Oh, well, by the Burning Shores DLC, they have a Dino quiz.
He said, nah. What's up, Dan?
Well, you are right. You're not really missing anything.
I'm disappointed you don't like that.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I enjoy the story. We'll see how the story ends, whether or not it gets a third strike against it, but it has 2 strikes against it. Because I feel like they're rushing. She's out of character.
All right, Yield, hold on one second. I'm talking to Alex.
Okay. We're going Alec less tonight.
He said he fixed it.
He fixed it?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. You could have just said that, Matt. Rick can hear us.
I could have said what?
Matt's typing in the Twitch chat. We're having an issue with Alex's audio, so that's why we're a little delayed here.
Maybe I was typing it so that way anybody coming in after I said it is aware.
That would be good, but when you bring up a Twitch chat, it doesn't show the previous messages.
Maybe.
Rick says, I stopped watching YouTube videos on terrible murders to come watch you guys, so we better bring our A game.
Well, I guess that depends on what we're talking about. Let's see here.
Rick, if you have it, your Twitch Prime is up. You can always hit that sub button.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
What do you mean, wow? I told these guys I would remind them.
Wow.
48 to 24. That's a butt whooping.
See, he just resubbed, so. Thank you, Rick. He still made it watch the ad. I thought I turned the ads off, didn't I?
I don't remember if... Well, it still may be that they watch them when they come into the chat.
Yeah, he might not have subbed by then, so. I don't know.
Exactly. If he's not subbed and he enters it for the first time, it'll show the ad. Hopefully, if he made the change, there's no ads during the show now.
Yeah, he said when he first came in. We're just waiting for Alex to reconnect. He said he got his microphone fixed, so we're just waiting for him to reconnect now. Sub during the ads, still had to watch till the end.
Yeah, it doesn't automatically turn them off.
Still waiting on the goddess to resub. Jeez.
What, didn't you remind her?
Yeah. She always gives me a hard time. I don't know if I want to give you a free $250. Rick, how many perks do you have? Check it out. I want to see how many perks people have. I know Yield has 0 because he's never been in the channel.
Nope.
Rick has 20.2K. Wait. No, you gotta have more than that, Rick. Oh, Rick, you have 511,000. Hit the explanation. I never say it. Exclamation mark perks, and it'll tell you how many perks you have. I need it. There you go. I don't know how many you have. $497,000. I've streamed for a total of 51,449 hours. No, because I have 5 million. Let me give Alex a call again, see what's going on. Be right back, guys.
All right, is that any better?
There you go.
Much better.
Fucking spilled the drink all over the desk momentarily. So this has been just had to clean that up. This has been a fucking disaster of a start. I'm ready to get this shit over with because this does not bode well for anything. So let's just go ahead and get this shit started.
All right. We'll be with you guys in a second. Hold on.
Hit record now.
You are listening to Trophy Horse with your hosts, Tricky Mick, Alex, I Yield to No One, Sid, and Ender Phoenix.
Hello, everybody, and I want to pause for a second to do a different opening this week. We found out that a member of our extended family passed away, and I want to give a shout-out to Gareth, who lost his mom. So this show is going to be dedicated to the memory of Jane Davis. Just want to let you guys know you're in our thoughts. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Trophy Wars. This is episode 604. I'm your host, Tricky Mick. Alongside with me, the man, the myth, the legend. It's Alex.
Very well said, Tricky. Very classy. So thank you for doing that for all of us. And certainly our hearts are with Gareth and his family. Yeah, not a great start to the show this week. But you know what is a great thing? Going on to YouTube and listening to Lame Genie, all the cool video game covers they do, specifically in like the metal versions of songs, Mega Man, Turtles, Sea of Stars, bit of everything. So if you didn't check out the video I posted on Thursday, definitely go check out Lame Genie because I do some good shit.
He brings the awesome. It's I Yield to No One.
Check out a couple of the goal saves I had on Rocket League tonight. Pretty epic.
And he's the man that keeps the enders burning. It's Matt.
Just wishing peace and strength to Gareth's family. Know how rough that could be, but otherwise doing good here and looking towards a good show.
Yep. Rick says he saw your videos, Yield, and awesome.
Yeah,
well,
they are awesome.
That is because he brings the awesome.
I bet I do. Not all the time, most of the time.
All right, gentlemen, it's been about a month since I've been on an episode here, so I'm trying to find my sea legs here because I can't let the Gunelli takeover happen anymore.
Well, I was going to say, if you're going to have some issues, Matt can surely pick up your slack for you, because
I might have issues, but I'm gonna try my best to work past them because
the Gunelli takeover is in full effect.
Really, you gotta channel your inner Daryl there.
Sipping some of that Kool-Aid. Tricky, I would say that you've had a nice break, but I think we all know you haven't had any vacation since all the snow that's been happening up there in New York.
Actually, we haven't had any snow at all.
Oh, really? So you just didn't show up for last week for no damn reason at all?
Well, okay, let me clarify. It did snow, but nothing stuck to the ground. So last week when I worked, I was called in for what they call citywide response, which is basically I work on a spreader and I drive around the city. There was only two of us, but it wound up snowing Saturday and not Sunday. So basically I did what's called MLP, which is motorized litter patrol, which basically I just went and cleaned up an area, swept and shoveled up a bunch of nonsense. But ironically, I'm being called in tomorrow because we're supposed to be getting an inch of snow. So they're going full bore and calling everybody in. So it's good I'm not editing this week because I'm not going to have time. So, but other than that, it's been a while. I've been working, playing some games, and whatnot. I missed you, gentlemen. You guys held down the fort last week.
We have experience in doing that, so nothing we can't handle.
Oh, jeez. All right.
That wasn't a dig at you. I'm just saying over all these years,
I've only recorded a couple podcasts, so
a couple. Let's do our updated trophy count. I'm assuming this is all updated Yield because I didn't check.
You didn't check?
I didn't check. I didn't check mine.
I hope it's updated. I don't know.
I am level 899. Wow. I could have done more to get 900, I guess. Total trophies of 29,783 with 825 platinums. Alex.
I am level 501. Total trophy count of 9,676 with a platinum count of 166 in 165 games.
Yield.
I am sitting on level 504 with a trophy count of 9930 and a platinum count of 181.
Matt.
I am still at level 220, still at 1,309 trophies, still at 0 platinums.
You haven't played Final Fantasy at all?
No,
That was the last PlayStation game you were playing.
that is accurate.
What happened? You just don't like Final Fantasy?
I've had other games I've been playing that I've been enjoying more than Final Fantasy.
It seems like a lot of people enjoyed other games other than this Final Fantasy. This game
It just hasn't drawn me in the 2 hours I've given it.
and it's not gonna in the next 30 that you play. It was a real drag, and I know I'm gonna get some help from Tross because Tross loves that game, but it was just not a good game. And not to mention you gotta go through it a second time on New Game Plus to get the platinum, and I'm just not interested in doing that. Sid is level 881, total trophies of 26,306 with 824 platinums. I did pass him, and nobody recognized.
Oh, no, I recognize. I'm just not acknowledging it because I'm sure you just played a couple spam games just to get by them.
Negative. I played one spam game to get by him, but I got a legit plat to pass him.
What legit plat is this?
That would be God of War Ragnarok.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't argue with that one.
Yes. And I'm actually working on the PlayStation 4 version now. All right, so I'm going to go last in what we're playing because I'm throwing out an Extra Life challenge that I already kind of posted in the Facebook group, but just put it out there for more masses. So, Yield, tell us what you're playing.
So, I have been playing some Borderlands pre-sequel on the PlayStation 4. Been playing some Lego 2K Drive. Been playing some Horizon Forbidden West, The Burning Shores. And I've been playing Rocket League. Played a bunch of Rocket League today.
Rick is on fire in the Twitch chat, just so everybody knows.
And that, I think, is it.
All right, let me catch up on Rick's chats here because he's been putting messages. Apparently, in response to I haven't been here in a month, he goes, "Yeah, where the fuck you been?" He says, "We have a 40% chance of snow. That's where I am. That's a big deal. Never get snow on the seashore normally." Anyone else in chat except Host and me? Wow, 404. Final Fantasy died 15 years ago, maybe 20, and he says nobody cares. And then Rick wants to know, where are you going to finish in the rarity contest this season, Tricky? I don't know. I'm not putting my foot in my mouth again. I don't know where I'm gonna end up this year. I'm getting some chuckles from the peanut gallery over here. Matt, what have you been playing, sir?
What have I been playing? Obviously not my Final Fantasy. So I've done some more Lego Brick Tales on my VR headset. I've pushed more into the story on Armored Core 6. I'm on the last chapter, so I should be finishing that up. Hopefully on the cruise. That could be good to finish up there. The final DLC for Warhammer Vermintide 2 came out. It was the DLC expansion class for the class I play. The Bright Wizard finally got their final unlock, which is a necromancer, which is a lot of fun. I get to raise skeletons and bring them with me. Played a bunch more Transformers Fall of Cybertron. I'm getting close to the end of that game. Done a lot more of Ready or Not. My buddy and I have been doing some online multiplayer, and the flaw with that game online is unless you're joining other people, it ends up being just you and your partner, as opposed to single player where you get a squad of people. So some of the later missions are tough because if you only have two people and you're trying to cover multiple angles, it's not going to work. So definitely if you're going to get that game, if anybody's going to play it and pick it up, just be aware of that. hitch in multiplayer. Doing more Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered, and then I also downloaded the free mod called Portal Revolution, which is a kind of a fan-made project as the precursor to Portal. So that's all I've been doing this week.
All right. Rick says, no bet then. I'll be willing to make a bet. I'm just going to be more realistic about my bet this time, Rick, because when I made the bet last year, I did understand the commitments I had in other places, and that screwed me up. Alex, what have you been playing, sir?
Played some Rocket League. Really haven't been, going full accelerator on the games to start this year. I actually slept most of yesterday and today. But I did manage to finish my first run through Evil West yesterday, beat the final boss. So now I'm going to go through on New Game Plus and try to beat on Evil, which is the hardest difficulty. That is the nice thing about this game is sometimes, for trophies, the games will not let you play on New Game Plus on the hardest difficulty, but this game does. So when you go into Evil, you have all the upgrades you've earned and purchased along the way, which is definitely a nice thing. Like I said, gameplay-wise, I really like Evil West. Story-wise, it's nothing to write home about. Not terrible, but just kind of like, all right, well, this is fine. This goes along well, but the gameplay is so strong that it doesn't really matter. So, yeah, there's really. I'm trying to think. Trophy-wise, of the 30 trophies, so you're not going to be popping trophies like crazy in this game because there's just not a ton actually to the game. But about half, 12 of the trophies in the game are tied to boss fights, beating the boss for the first time, beating the boss on hard difficulty, beating the bosses under certain conditions. So there's 4 trophy bosses, I should say. So almost half the game's trophies are tied to the bosses. So like I said, you're not going to be popping stuff like crazy in this game, but still, we got it for PlayStation Plus, so there's no excuse not to at least try it out because it is a good game. So,
all right, and I've been playing Division 2 and God of War Ragnarok on the 5 and now on the 4. As I said, I got. Did
you get all the trophies for Valhalla?
Yes, before you did.
Oh, okay. I mean, I know you started and started playing it before I did, and we're playing it a lot more than before I even started. So, but I just didn't know. I haven't looked at trophies and just curious. Haven't had a chance to talk to you.
Yeah, Valhalla really got me back into that game because that game is so damn good. And then I actually, even after the trophies were all collected, I went through Valhalla 12 more times to get the full story. Because there's a secret ending.
Yeah, I haven't gone that far into it. I've collected all the flutes that gives you more story on the one of the characters very close to Kratos. But yeah, it's I haven't gone much further than that. So
yeah, it's really, really good. And now I'm going through on New Game Plus on the 4. And I'm going to try to get that platinum, which leads me to my Extra Life Challenge this year. Spurred on the fact that you guys give me a lot of shit, and Yield already kind of did on this episode, that I get a lot of spam platinums and whatnot. So I want to make a resolution to get more legit plats than spam plats this year. So I'm throwing out a challenge to the community. I'm looking for 10 people to sponsor me for every legit plat that I get up to 10 this year, for them to donate $5. I've gotten 3 biters so far, so I'm looking for another 7 people to donate. And I think it would be a good way for us to raise money just for Extra Life, and gives me a reason to stay away from the spam. And then I'm throwing out an extra challenge that for a $10 donation to my Extra Life page, you could actually suggest a game for me to play within reason. Obviously, I'm not going to play like Kill with Fire or anything like that. No spider games.
Oh, Tricky, I did want to say, Evil West, I'll give you a heads up. There are parts of that game when there's lots of spiders around. They actually have a mechanic where you got to burn through cobwebs with a flamethrower, so heads up on that. But I do believe that when the spiders show up for the first time, they do tell you that there's an arachnophobia mode in the settings. So it is one of those games that does have an arachnophobia mode. I'm pretty sure I saw that while playing through.
Okay.
So
I'll look at it.
But just a heads up that there are a lot of spiders, so I do want to let you know that there's something to take away from that, just so you don't pop into that game and you're like, oh shit, and you're just have a coronary while playing the game. Wouldn't want that.
I do appreciate the heads up because, unlike Yield, who doesn't warn people when they play games. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Yield.
That's fine. I find it funny.
I know you do. Rick says he wants $50 to donate Platinum Skyrim. I would, but I took an arrow to the knee. But wow, you guys are just quiet this week.
Oh, Tricky, if I give you a game,
because you didn't even do it right. I used to platinum games, but then I took an arrow to a knee.
Tricky, can this be one of those things where if we call out a platinum for you to get and say, hey, I'll donate this much money if you platinum trophy this game, would you be willing to do that?
Well, that's what I was just saying. If I'm throwing out a special thing where if you donate $10 to the Extra Life page, I will try to platinum the game of your choice. And if I don't get it by the end of the year, then I have to donate $10 myself. So either way, because the way I look at it is say, Alex, you say, I'll give you $10 to plat Evil West. The way I look at it is I get $10 for platinum Evil West, and then every person that, did it has to pay $5. So, I raise money either way. That's the way I look at it. Rick says 10 years too late, Tricky. Oh, I guess my joke was 10 years too late. Has Skyrim been out 10 years already?
2012.
Yeah. Well, going on 12 years. All right.
I mean, people have been making jokes about Skyrim being on everything for at least 8 years, so I'm surprised it's not longer than that.
It just doesn't seem like that long. All right, so let's get into the agenda. I'm going to skip the first one and come back to it because I just want to call Yield out. Yield has caused 17% of Discord employees to be laid off. That's because his refusal to use Discord.
Yep.
What do you want to say for yourself, Yield?
I should have tried harder for 20 or 25%.
Coming from The Verge and written by Alex Heath, CEO Jason Citron announced that the layoffs are meant to, quote, sharpen our focus and improve the way we work together to bring more agility to our organization, end quote. This move will impact 170 people across various departments. As part of the announcement, it was noted that Discord has not been financially profitable and that, quote, we grew quickly and expanded our workforce even faster, increasing by 5 times since 2020. As a result, we took on more projects and became less efficient in how we operated, end quote. Though it was reported those cuts will receive the following benefits: 5 months salary plus an additional week for every full year, 5 months of benefit continuation, 3 months of outplacement services, equity vesting awards on February 1st, and continued access to modern health through the end of 2024. So while they are getting laid off, this does sound like, they're not just throwing them out the door and saying, go find a job. They're looking to take care of these people, and that's always awesome.
I mean, that's more than I would expect like a site or an app like Twitch to give people out the door.
Well,
be honest with you. We're
going to go into Twitch in a second.
We're on Discord this time. Sorry.
Yes.
Heads up, folks. Twitch too. Yeah, I mean, I know that a lot of people use these sites, and some people have made a good amount of money off Twitch, but again, for Discord to take care of people that way, I just wouldn't think that'd be possible for a company like that. I mean, yeah.
All right, Yield. I know we joked around, and that was the internal joke in our chat, but what's your thoughts on Discord laying off 17% of the employees?
Well, I mean, why not? Everybody else is laying people off. Can't be different than everybody else.
All right, Matt.
I think it's also a reminder, not a nice reminder, but a reminder that there's only so much room for growth in the area of video games. Because obviously, the video game industry is big money, but for everything in the periphery or attached to video games, there's only so much money you can make off it before you hit a brick wall and you have a situation where you have to lay off nearly a fifth of your employees.
Matt, your thoughts?
So I've been in the world of voice over internet sites and programs for a number of decades now, and I come from an area where people were paying for things like Mumble and Ventrilo and a number of other services. And when Discord first came out, I didn't know how the hell they would be able to make money off of it. And obviously they started introducing things like Nitro and paid emotes and all that fun stuff. And it's a good way to support the developer. And I think the article still quotes that they're still not profitable, but they're hoping to turn a profit soon. It's just insane thinking that they have that many people working, that they had to lay off 170 people, but the packages they're giving them are above and beyond what many companies offer when they have to let people go. So hopefully they land on their feet within that time, and hopefully we still continue to get a free voice chat service, because that's the hit. I don't depend on in-game voice chat anymore. I go into Discord to talk with my friends while we play games.
Yeah, you figure that they're probably making some kind of monthly stipend off of Xbox and PlayStation now that they've integrated into those both ecosystems. So, I mean, that can't be cheap for what Discord is charging them.
Well, I mean, how much of a cut is PlayStation taken or Xbox taken from that?
No, I'm saying they're paying Discord. They're not making money off of that. I'm saying PlayStation and Xbox must be paying Discord to be able to have that access. Because right now, I could start a Discord call, and then just with a button, it switches over to my PlayStation. And then I'm having that same call on over the PlayStation Network. Like how you guys do the Rocket League voice chat. You just start a Discord call, and boom, it switches over. And it's just talking like on the PlayStation, like you are in a PlayStation chat. So I don't know how it works on Xbox. I assume it's basically the same thing. But yeah, sucks. But yeah, we're talking about layoffs. So let's go to our next article, which is coming from The Verge and also written by Ash Marish. Twitch is cutting 1/3 of its staff. Twitch will be laying off more than 500 employees, as announced by its CEO, Dan Clancy. Previously, Twitch cut 400 roles in March of last year as a part of a larger layoff under Amazon. In the announcement, Clancy wrote, "While the Twitch business remains strong for some time now, the organization has been sized based upon where we optimistically expect our business to be in 3 or more years, not where we're at today." So, Alex, I'll go to you first. Twitch is announcing 500 employees after they've previously cut 400 roles. So a total of 900 employees have lost their jobs in the last year at Twitch.
Which, I mean, that's a lot of it. That's like an entire, like almost double some of the big game studios, or like entire game studios just gone out the window. That's not a good sign for Twitch, because I've seen people theorizing on, or at least asking the question on YouTube, is Twitch done? Are they going by the wayside?
Well, it's also worth noting, I didn't mean to cut you off there, it's also worth noting that Twitch is losing a lot of their big-name streamers to YouTube and Kick now. But Kick, I don't think, is going to be able to sustain what they're doing, because they're offering big contracts to these people, and they're not nearly as big as Twitch is.
Yeah, I mean, I know we use Twitch somewhat for our Rocket League game or stream nights when, and in general, we use Twitch for all of that. And I'm assuming a lot of people that stream use Twitch as the platform. But obviously, regardless of how people use it, they're not making enough money off it, which is, evident by when you lose your biggest audience grabbers. I mean, that's obviously not great for them. I guess they got to figure out how to control that bleeding so that they don't continue to lose big name streamers, because they're not going to make any money off jackholes like you and me, Tricky, streaming on Twitch. So yeah, I guess you got to find a way to keep your biggest streamers when you've got other companies coming right for your throat. But I mean, 900 employees, that's awful. Like, how, again, like the question becomes, how do they stay open when they have to get rid of that many people? can they even run the ship with so few people? And the question is, did they balloon up too much? Did they hire way too many people? And are they suffering from that now? Because if they can actually run Twitch with 900 less people, why the hell did you have so many people to begin with?
Rick just asked a question in the chat. How much does Twitch take cut of our subs and our bits and all that stuff? It's actually 50%. Hold on, I'm trying to Google something right. Is count. Yeah, because I looked at. Okay, I heard a story about. You guys ever heard Nick Merckx?
No, I have not.
All right, he's a popular streamer, and he actually was a partner with Twitch, and it came out that he had like 30,000 subs, which is a big number. Part of his contract was Twitch paid him a monthly rate, which we don't know what that was, but in response to that, Twitch kept 100% of all his sub money, and a lot of people were pissed off about that because they didn't know that. So you look at 30,000 times 5. That's what, 150,000 a month. Am I doing the math right, Matt? 30,000
You're
times
asking me
5?
on math? Don't ask me on math.
Well, you better not ask me, because I sure as hell struggled with math in high school and stayed away from it as much as I could in college.
Alexa, 30,000 times 5.
That's 150,000, Tricky. Good God, even I can do that.
I just asked that question. All right, so I
didn't think the question was going to be that easy.
All right, Alexa, cancel. That means they were making 150,000 just off of that one streamer a month, and then when you add in all the other big name people, they were making a good chunk of money. So I think you look at the contract that Ninja had with Mixer before they went down. Mixer offered Ninja, and this was just rumored. This is factual. It was rumored they paid him $90 million to come over a year, and then Mixer went away, and he got to keep the $90 million. But then he came back. But Twitch, I'm saying all this just to say that the way Twitch is doing business right now, it's not exactly on the up and up. That's why they can't figure out why they can't make money, because you're paying somebody $90 million a year, but you're keeping all their Twitch subs, and then the average person like me or Matt or Alex or Yield, not that any of them would ever sub to somebody on Twitch, you think that money's going to the streamer, and in reality it's going to Twitch. And then now Kick is coming out and they're offering big name deals. They just offered Nick Merckx a deal, which they outright said you could stream on Kick and Twitch at the same time. We don't care. Well, Twitch is like, no, you can't do that. So Nick Merckx gave up his Twitch partnership and is now streaming on both. He's making all that money. So I say all this to say that Twitch has got to figure out their business strategy, because you can't offer $90 million to somebody to stream and then not be upfront about how you're making your money in the back end.
Well, here's the thing. I mentioned it earlier, but how many employees do they have left? Does it say in the article, Tricky?
I'm sorry, say it again.
How many employees do they have left?
Don't. Well, it's not in the notes. Matt, do you remember reading over it if you saw a number? Well, they said,
I'm sure they gave a percentage. This is a percentage of what?
500 employees was 35% of its head count.
And that's after the 400. So they had almost 2,000 employees at one point, because you take away the 400 and then 35 being roughly 1/3 of 100%. 500 times 3, that's 1,500. Why the fuck did they have almost 2,000 people working on Twitch? Why? That seems ridiculous for the service that they're providing.
I think part of that is going to be your moderator teams, people watching for reports and things like that. It's you may overblow how many moderators you think you need for how many channels are out there, and that's a similar thing of what happened in the Discord. Is you had a moderation team out there, and if you feel like you can do more with less mods, then that's what you do. That's the easy cut.
So now we should assume that, because you're not going to cut developers, because then you're hurting your product. So we should assume that now things are be less moderated.
Well, now, and also you got to remember, there's people out there that report things all the time. Like when we first started doing the TikTok, one of our first videos was taken down because somebody said the word Pornhub.
Or you start using AI to do more moderation.
That too. But the problem with AI is you're going to get a lot of false bans and stuff like that.
You'd be surprised how accurate that shit is now.
No. All right, so going back to the Twitch chat, Rick wants to pay me $20 to watch the Holy Grail and then have him on the Patreon episode. Rick, I am down to do that. The second you donate $20, I will watch the Holy Grail, and then we will schedule the Patreon episode.
Tricky Mick, not just a trophy whore.
Would you say?
But in this case, he's a charity whore, which is a good thing. So.
And then Rick says we should offer one a month of that. Tricky watches a film and have on a bonus episode to discuss it for $20. I'm down to do that, and I'm also down to do that with other people too. Like if you want to give the $20 and have Alex watch a movie, and have him on a Patreon episode. I'm throwing Alex under the bus.
Well, I typically have not done Extra Life or collected money, but if we could, I don't know, donate to somebody else's campaign, I'd be down with that.
Yeah, donate $20 to my campaign, and
it's all the glory for you. Nobody else needs the money.
Well, you can make your own page you want. You'll do the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying somebody else.
No one donates to me.
I'm saying if they donate, that is off the board, Rick. That is not happening.
What is it?
Did he ask you to put a spider in your mouth?
I am not saying it because I don't want to encourage people to do that.
What?
What? Matt, don't you do it. Because Matt's over there smiling.
There's a movie out there starring Jeff Daniels that is a prime candidate for putting googly eyes on certain creatures that show up throughout the movie. That I think AI might be able to help with that. That'd be fun.
Think of the worst possible movie somebody could pay me to watch.
Arachnophobia?
There you go. Yes.
What are we talking about? Arachnophobia with googly eyes?
That or Eight-Legged Freaks.
There's got to be more spider movies out there, but yeah, those two come to mind. Also, what's his name? Who's David Arquette? Isn't he in Eight-Legged Freaks?
David Arquette is, yes.
No. There's someone no one needs. I mean, look, I like Scream, but David Arquette, any other movie, I just don't care.
And Scream was not even that good of a movie.
The original Scream was fantastic, and some of the sequels are good.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not what it was overhyped. That's what I'm trying to say.
What are you talking about? It wasn't overhyped. It's gotten more hype in the past, like in hindsight, than it got when it came out.
No.
Yeah.
What's your favorite scary movie? Showgirls.
Of course, that is tricky.
No, that was from the movie. That's right. The only thing good about Scream was that it had Matthew Lillard in it. I like him as an actor.
There's plenty of good things about that movie.
Let's talk about something else that could potentially be good, and that's our next topic. It was a bad segue, I know.
I wasn't going to call you out. I was going to have a little chuckle at your expense and keep going.
Matt, we can definitely tell Tricky's back.
Matt, you looked like you were about to say something.
Yeah, you said something that could be good. Well, not if you read the IGN article, which we did not link. They're lucky we're talking about the PlayStation blog article here.
Did you change the link on me?
No, it always was the PlayStation blog article, and I did it because it was a lot more neutral than some of the others out there. The point being is, after all the feedback they've gotten, they actually lifted the NDA for people to talk about their experience, which is interesting.
All right, coming from the PlayStation blog, written by Justin Corey, Suicide Squad killed the Justice League hands-on with co-op and the Flash boss battle. You said hands-off. It was hands-on, right? You typed hands off. Hands-on experience began with tutorials.
Hands off, pants on?
The hands-on experience began with the tutorials to introduce each character's traversal and combat mechanics, which are designed to be intertwined. Story mechanics then follow character tutorials in which lead to co-op gameplay missions throughout Metropolis. In step with the team, your operating missions contain lighthearted and sarcastic tones. DC fans will be pleased exploring the sprawling city, which is filled with Easter eggs. The cinematic showdown with the demo's boss, the Flash, takes place at a space-themed amusement park, and you will need to take full advantage of the area to take down the Flash. Before we actually get into our top comments with this, I also want to note it was also announced that they put a tribute in the game for Kevin Conroy and why am I messing up her name? Arlene Sorkin? Was that her name? The original voice of Harley Quinn.
Yes.
Yeah, so they put plaques in the game for them to honor them. So I thought that was cool.
They need to put a plaque in there for the DC Cinematic Universe as well.
Jeez. You were gonna spawn Daryl to come into this chat and start raising hell.
Hey, we get another listener. That's all good.
And anytime somebody criticizes the Snyderverse or the DCEU,
I didn't criticize Zack Snyder. I said the DC Cinematic Universe.
No, I'm saying if anybody criticizes either one, Daryl just spawns up in defense.
Well, considering there's no continuity between any of it, I mean, it's pretty simple.
Welcome, Darth Knight 82. I see you in the chat. He doesn't ever say anything, but I always see him in there. We got Dan Tucker.
Just hanging out.
We got Dan Tucker in here.
He's the Darth Knight, just hanging out.
Rick says the Marvels is the same way though. No, Marvel kind of links all their movies together.
Well, lately they've been kind of
the shows have not been that good, but they're all still intertwined.
Look, post Endgame, no one's given. Well, I shouldn't say no one, but most people have not given a shit about the Marvel Cinematic Universe or the television shows outside of Loki.
I've watched every one. I watched every single one.
I'm going to say this. Peak DC Universe is never going to match up to peak Marvel Cinematic Universe.
No.
So
let's say this.
Peak DC is never going to match up to the worst movie, which was Thor: The Dark World.
MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is worlds better than the DC universe. However, what DC does do better than Marvel is their animated movies, which is what they need to stick to. Stop trying to catch up to Marvel. It's not going to happen. Marvel has already fallen over the cliff after Endgame, so there's no need for Warner Brothers to try to catch up to them because it's already done. No, just continue to make your animated movies, which is where you are the strongest. And maybe every once in a while, pop out a cinematic movie to throw on the silver screen.
I think Marvel is getting a bad take right now because the shows are not bad. The problem is that everybody was so hyped over 10 years and having these certain characters and whatnot, and now they're starting to introduce other characters that people just aren't as interested in. The shows are not bad, and I'm not saying like they're Endgame level, like good. I'm saying they're not bad. They're just not what anybody wants to watch right now because they've gotten so committed and attached to the previous characters.
You cannot, for 20 years, go at a breakneck pace of releasing Marvel content to people and expect people to be excited for it or ready to watch all of it for that span of time. Eventually, you're going to burn people out. So I don't care what the quality is. I think that after Endgame, people checked out because they had watched all those movies leading up to that event. That event was the payoff. And afterwards, it's just like, okay, I can't watch anymore because I can't do it.
Sony does Marvel better than Disney. I agree. Sony is doing better. X-Men 2 still is the bomb. X-Men 2, I don't remember that one.
Days of Future Past. I'm assuming. Wait, no. Are we talking X2 with Nightcrawler, or are we talking Days of Future Past?
I think he's talking X2.
I think he's talking with Nightcrawler. X2, yeah, he's saying X2.
Well, Days of Future Past is also very good as well.
I also like the Wolverine Origins. I like that one.
Yeah,
you may be the only person.
No, I didn't think it was hateful.
Video game was good, but I think that everyone saw the depiction of Deadpool in that and immediately started to hate it.
Well, that was the bad part about the movie.
That's the bad part.
How they did.
That was the
Deadpool.
Payoff at the end.
I know that was the bad part about it.
Rick does say First Class is better than Days of Future Past.
No, sir. I mean, Rick, that is your opinion. I respect it, but First Class was good. Days of Future Past, though, that was where it's at.
Matt,
and then
where do you
Apocalypse is not good.
Matt, where do you fall in all this?
That's like asking me which of my kids I would sacrifice. Which is funny because I don't have kids to sacrifice.
Yeah, I was going to call that out, but I also didn't want to be like, "What are you talking about?" We have these kids we haven't mentioned.
Rick, stop your nonsense first and foremost.
Wait, do you agree with me?
No. He says Starscream is Lord. He's trolling me as usual, which is funny. This week I got a new Soundwave to add to my collection. I need more shelves.
New week, another Soundwave.
As I've got 2 more coming to me in the near future.
How many Soundwaves can they possibly make?
I hope they don't stop.
I don't want to stop. I just didn't know the market for Soundwave or any Decepticon was,
I must have like close to 40 or 50 up here.
One of these days, we're going to see like an avalanche of figures fall down on Matt. He's just going to be buried there.
I hope not. I'll just give up my...
Matt collects those as much as I collect rat plats.
Yeah, except mine actually means something.
One of those is definitely infinitely more valuable.
Rick, so he goes mad as the market. I'm wondering, and I keep searching for, is there a Guinness Book of World Records for the largest Soundwave collection? And I need to see if it's out there, if there's something I can do about that.
One of these days, I want Matt and V are going to want to take a really expensive vacation, a nice vacation, which they deserve. But Matt's going to be like the vendor from Resident Evil 4. He's going to open up his jacket and it's just got Soundwaves hanging down. It's like, which Soundwave would you like to buy?
I just Googled it, and the first thing that pops up is the Soundwave figure guide you need to watch. 20 figures you must own.
I guarantee I have them.
And it's 43 minutes long.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of those videos, and I look at this guy, and they also throw in some knockoffs in there. And I go, I don't know if I want to collect knockoffs. Some of them look really good as far as Soundwave goes. I'll collect other knockoffs all day long, but for Soundwave, it's kind of like I kind of take pride in having a genuine Soundwave collection.
Matt, I got an idea.
Oh, hold on. Let's get back on track before the show gets long.
This idea is not on track. So if we're going to do this, we got to do it now. We're never doing it.
Well, I'm just telling you, you're the one to edit, so you're the one dealing with this.
I know. I'm just throwing this out there. Matt, you can have 2 display cases, one of legit sound waves and one of fake sound waves going at each other, like armies against each other.
That is actually a really good idea.
That's what I'm here for. I'm an ideas guy. All right, Tricky, go ahead.
All right.
I
Back to
Marvel.
answering your question.
Yes.
Back to reality.
I don't know exactly where. Obviously, X2 is probably the best X-Men movie out there. Logan is really good too.
Yes, it is.
You can only watch that shit once, though.
That is true. I can't.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying it's like The Last of Us Part 2. You can play that fucking once and then never again.
Yeah, I can only take so much. As far as mutant movies, obviously Deadpool 1 is up there. But as far as the whole, Days of Future Past versus First Class, I'm actually gonna go with First Class in the aspect of you get so many more mutants, so except for like 1 or 2 who I really hated. The use of the powers, the storyline was really good, giving us that origin. I was very happy what they did. Whereas Days of Future Past kind of still relied on the old cast to make it work.
I will say those movies did have the greatest superhero segment, and that when they did the Quicksilver slow down and him just running and saving shit. That was the coolest
and
thing
then
to
they
any superhero.
copied it movie after movie, and it lost its luster.
Yeah,
Hey, you know which scene that was in? Days of Future Past, wasn't it?
it was in First Class as well.
Was it?
Yes.
I know they had one in Apocalypse as well, but
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that the one where they were like getting shot at? Was that Apocalypse?
The first one was when he broke Magneto out of jail. The second one was when he did Xavier's Mansion.
Saved everybody at school.
And I don't remember the one in Apocalypse because I try to forget that.
no,
movie.
the one where he saves everybody at the school is Apocalypse because that's when Havoc dies.
Oh.
Because they shoot Cerebro. And there's a big explosion, so he has to go through the school and save everybody.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Because Havoc is not in Days of Future Past.
All right, so what was the one in Days of Future Past then?
I don't remember. I had to go back and watch it.
SOFP. What's SOFP? Oh, Days of Future Past was the school, he says.
Go look. I'm telling you, he was at the Xavier school. I'm pretty sure Havoc dies in Apocalypse.
It says Apocalypse was in a sandstorm.
Yeah. So in Havoc first showed up in First Class.
Yes.
Then he died in Apocalypse. Because you're absolutely right. He tried launching his beams at Cerebro when he saw that Apocalypse was there. And Days of Future Past, it focused on Magneto, the Sentinels. That is where we got the first Quicksilver segment because that's where Quicksilver meets Magneto. And then he shows up. I think it was, that was the shootout where he kind of ran in between everybody.
So I was right. Days of Future Past is the first time they do that scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on. Rick is in the chat right now. He says there's 3 Quicksilver segments, one in each film. So I remember this as First Class was him breaking out of the Pentagon. No, it can't be right. Because they went and got Magneto because Magneto was accused of killing the president. So that had to have been Days of Future Past. Rick says he's wrong.
So Quicksilver in Days of Futures Past, that's when they go to break Magneto out, and he runs through the room where all the guards are shooting, and he
makes them punch themselves. And
yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
so what's the film where he saves the school?
That's First Class.
No, it's Apocalypse.
No,
Because he has to save everybody from the explosion.
That's right. He's not in First Class. He is not in First Class.
Because I was looking through the cast here. He's not credited in.
No. It's Apocalypse where he saved the school because it blows up and he's throwing everybody out the window onto mattresses.
right. I okay. I'm not willing to die on this hill. I thought that was First Class. Obviously I'm wrong.
Then he is in Dark Phoenix, which I don't think anybody here watched.
I did.
No, wait, that's the
spinoff.
That's the one that came after Apocalypse.
Yeah,
where they have to
no,
fight
I-
against Phoenix.
I wanted to watch it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Don't bother. All right, let's get back on track here. We're way off track here.
What are we doing?
We're
Move on to the next article.
Okay, our next article. Okay.
next article is a version 2 DualSense with exceptional 12-hour battery life has been spotted online. This has come from IGN and written by Yesley Yinpool.
Wesley Yinpool?
Yes.
If you said the guy's name enough, you think you know how to pronounce it.
Yesley.
I was trying to hold back a burp. Sorry. A new PlayStation 5 DualSense dubbed the V2 is coming. As spotted by a reset error user in a Best Buy listen, the rumored price was $89.99 Canadian, which is probably $70 for us. and had the same description as the traditional DualSense, with one added note: it had a 12-hour battery life. Sony has yet to announce the controller, but IGN has reached out for comment, and Sony never commented, so we're not going to get a response to that. But I ask you, gentlemen, if there was a version of the DualSense to come out to give you a 12-hour battery life, would you be willing to upgrade it?
Yeah.
No, because I usually keep mine wired anyway.
And I just bought a couple of controllers over the holidays when they were on sale, so no F them.
No, controllers are too expensive. I'm sorry. Like the DualSense, like is a hefty, well put together controller. Like it's a good quality controller, but I'm not paying $90 for a controller. Y'all are out of your mind.
70 was bad enough.
Yeah.
All right, Rick says he's never tried to play his PlayStation 5 for even 6 hours. PlayStation 4 for the win, baby.
Well, I will tell you this, Rick. The battery life is not as good as the 4 or the 3.
I'll say this: I keep my controllers docked when I'm not using them. I've gone on a long single day, if I'm going to play Spider-Man. And have I had to switch controllers? No, because I take regular breaks and I put it on the dock. And I don't have a need for a 12-hour battery. What I do have a need for is a controller that I can turn off and maybe not use for 6 months and leaving it on a charger, and I pick it back up and it's still got the same charge. A 12-hour battery is nice, but I don't think it's particularly needed.
I don't think 12 hours is nice, but I would like it to last more than 5. The only time I really run into a problem with my controllers is like when I'm doing an extra live stream or something like that, where I'm streaming for 12 hours, 18 hours, 24 hours, whatever the case may be. But due my extensive collection in my house, I have more than enough DualSense controllers around here to never run out of battery. So I was
going to say, it's enough that I have a second controller ready to go, that when the first one dies or gets low, I can switch over.
Yeah, that's what I do. I run mine until it dies and then swap it.
I have, just talking from one PlayStation 5, I had the controller that came with it. I bought a black one. I had the DualSense Edge, and I also have a SCUF controller. So I have 4 controllers just for my main PlayStation 5 anyway. So I don't need a 12-hour battery. I do like the fact that if anybody's going to buy a new controller, that, this option's out there, but I don't think it's enough to say, okay, I'm going to go buy this one to replace the current one I have, unless it was busted or something like that.
Yeah, and I went out there and I bought the Spider-Man 2 controller. So, if I have like a custom controller or a limited edition controller, I'm not going to be as apt to go out and pick up another one just because it's got a longer battery.
Yep. All right. Let's move on to our listener questions.
Time to check my social media, yeah.
All right. Well, we only have one question, and it is coming from Rob Stevens. He says, what are you guys looking forward to releasing this year? He says, for me, South Park Snow Day looks great, and I really enjoyed the Fractured But Whole. Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown has me interested too. David responded by saying, his is Star Wars Outlaws, and if Indiana Jones looks good and comes out this year, then that's his. He's just waiting on Sony and others to announce games he wants to play.
Good luck with that. We're all waiting for Sony to announce games.
I was going to say, I think we could all agree with the last part there. But what games are you looking forward to releasing this year? I'll go to you first, Yield.
I keep forgetting about Outlaws, but definitely Outlaws. Helldivers 2, which I only got a couple of weeks to wait for that. And believe it or not, I am waiting for Skull and Bones.
Oh, so you were impressed with the beta?
I was. So I can see where this game is going to have its fun just in the beta. And I was talking with Riley, and Riley agreed the same thing with me that we saw where there could be fun with beta. the three major drawbacks that you're going to have with the game, and this is what will sink the game, is it took 11 years for it to come out. Its naval combat is nowhere near what Black Flag was, and that's disappointing. You could definitely tell they're Fortnite, in my opinion, they're Fortnite going, because that's what the battle feels like, is Fortnite-ish. And when you do get off the boat, you don't really you get off and explore stuff. You're kind of just, you get off, you can talk to a couple of people, and then back on the boat you go. But I can see where there's going to be some fun aspects to it, and I'm looking to dive into that.
All right, Alex?
Yeah, honestly, what I'm most looking forward to is getting to play some games that I haven't played, that have been on the backlog. This month for PlayStation Plus has been really good. Like I said, I'm working my way through Evil West, and then I want to play A Plague Tale Requiem. But as far as what's coming out this year, I don't know if Nintendo has some Zelda remake on the horizon, has been rumored. That would easily be my most excited game.
Ocarina of Time.
Exactly. But as far as what's coming out, I'm not honestly really sure what everybody has in the. I yield. I don't know, man. I can't do Star Wars anymore. I just don't care. Disney's ruined it for me, video games and otherwise. Maybe Eclipse is where I jump back on, because that's gonna be more story based. But yeah, I just don't really know what's coming in the future. I don't have my crystal ball out, so really, I'm just excited to kind of clean up some games that I've been looking to play, and then maybe as news trickles out, I'll catch something that really gets my attention.
I'm sorry, I throw it off here. All right, Matt?
Yeah, for how great 2023 turned out to be, 2024 doesn't look anywhere near what they pulled off. So if I'm going to sit here and say, if I'm looking forward to anything, it's probably going to be the Silent Hill 2 remake. And even though I loved South Park, The Stick of Truth, and The Fractured But Whole, Snow Day, I don't think is going to get that same itch those other two games did. So I don't know too much about that. And then the only other thing I'm looking forward to, which says it's 2024, is the MechWarrior 5 Clans version. I don't know if it's going to be a standalone game or DLC, but that's the big thing I'm waiting for on PC.
And I'm looking through a list right now on GameSpot. I'm waiting for
anything good that we missed.
I mean, I can go through the what's announced real quick. But I'm trying to narrow it down. Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. It's out soon. I think it's out now if you pre-order.
I think
it's already out.
I think it's out now.
I played the demo of that. That was pretty damn good. Obviously, I'm going to be playing The Last of Us Part 2 remastered next.
Why?
First of all, they're adding a new thing into it, and they're also a new mode into it. Also, there's lost levels. And, even if, you're against it, it's only $10. So $10 to play, one of my favorite games, have new content, a new mode. It's worth the $10 to me.
Oh, well, if it's just $10 to you, then by all means.
And that's in January. In February, I got Suicide Squad. Yield, I'm surprised you didn't mention it. Helldivers 2.
I did say Helldivers 2.
Oh, yeah, he did mention Helldivers 2.
I apologize. I was distracted. I had.
I said I got a week or two for Helldivers.
We got Skull and Bones, which you also mentioned. But let me go through the list real quick, just the console games. Prince of Persia, The Last of Us, Howl, which I don't know, I don't think I've heard of. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Under Night in Birth 2, Tekken 8, and Rugby 24. That's January. February is Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, Jujutsu Kaisen, Cursed Clash, Suicide Squad, Persona 3, Helldivers 2, Banisher's Ghost of New Eden, Ultros, Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remastered, Gunvolt Records, Psy Chronicle, Played Up, Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I didn't even know that was coming out. Skull Bones, Slave Zero X, Garden Life, Open Roads, Pacific Drive, Star Wars Dark Forces Remaster. Anybody know that was coming?
No, I didn't know that was coming. I'm waiting for Knights of the Old Republic.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Don't hold your breath.
I'm not, but that's what I'm waiting for.
March is Taxi Life, Unicorn Overlord, Alone in the Dark, Dragon's Dogma 2, Rise of the Ronin, and South Park Snow Day. April is nothing major. June is nothing major. July, August, September. And there's a bunch of games that they're unannounced release dates that I'm not going to go through.
I think I might have a Mud Runners game coming out sometime this year.
Okay.
Forgot to mention that.
All right, so going back to the chat real quick. Well, there's a listener question. I'll get into that in a second. Rick says, 2 Towers is mine. Anybody know what that's a reference to?
Related to his listener question.
Okay. He says Snow Day looks like shit compared to the other ones. He says he will buy The Last of Us Remastered. He'll also buy the first one when it's cheap. He goes, wait, I want to hear about Yield pre-order and Skull and Bones. Sure, he said that on a post.
Yeah, I did. I pre-ordered Steelbook edition.
Oh, did you? All right.
Yeah, I did.
Did you ever play Jedi Survivor?
Not yet, no.
Man. I remember the hell we went through to get to the limited edition, the limited run one.
Yeah.
You still haven't played that game.
Nope, I haven't played it yet.
But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. All right, so this, I guess, channeling his inner Homer right now, Rick has a nerdy question for us.
All right.
Out of the best 9 movie series, which is better, Star Wars or Lord of the Rings?
Star Wars.
I don't think that's what he's asking. I think he's asking out of those series of either Star Wars or Lord of the Rings, which is your favorite movie? Or what is the best movie?
I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Out of the 9 movies, which is your favorite Star Wars movie and which is your favorite Lord of the Rings movie?
Empire Strikes Back, and I haven't seen the Lord of the Rings movies yet.
Alex?
Sorry, what was that?
Out of the 9 movies in each series, which is your favorite Star Wars and which is your favorite Lord of the Rings movie?
If I had to say Lord of the Rings movie, I'd have to say Return of the King. Star Wars, though, it's Revenge of the Sith, easily.
All right, Matt, you're shaking your head.
Yeah, because the problem is it dismisses like Rogue One, which is up there in the pantheons of great Star Wars movies.
Yeah, but that's
so
not.
I will agree, but it didn't unseat Empire for me.
It does not. No, that's what I'm going into. Is that Empire is obviously the best, and then for me, it's Return of the King for Lord of the Rings.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to be sharing my screen with you for a second because there's another nerdy debate I want to have with you guys.
Okay.
I just got downloading the picture, and then now I have to share my screen with you. Give me 2 seconds, please.
2001, 2002. Time's up.
Here we go. All right, Sharon, there is a picture now in your Skype chat.
Oh, yeah, Alex shared that.
All right. So this is causing a little controversy because somebody posted a picture, I'm assuming it was Rotten Tomatoes, that did the Skywalker saga by the tomato meter. And I'm just going to go through what each one is, and then we can have the debate. Episode 4 got a 92. Empire got a 94. Jedi got an 82. The Phantom Menace got a 52.
Bullshit.
Attack of the Clones got a 65. Revenge of the Sith got an 80. And then The Force Awakens got a 93. What was the? I'm drawing a blank. What
The
was
Last Jedi.
Was it The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
The Last
Yeah.
Jedi. The Last Jedi was 90. And what was the last one? Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker got 51. So this is causing a debate because one, they're saying that Revenge of the Sith is on par with Jedi, and they're saying The Force Awakens and Episode 8, which I just drew a blank on again.
The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi are both ranked as high as A New Hope and Empire.
Yeah, which is, well, our generation says it's utter BS. The younger generation will absolutely love it. So
I liked what they tried to do with The Last Jedi. I respect what Rian Johnson was trying to go for. And unfortunately, when you have directors that don't talk, it ends up in the failure that is The Rise of Skywalker. That said, it's entertaining to me that The Force Awakens beats out the movie that it was trying to imitate, which is strange.
Well, no, it didn't.
I will.
It didn't beat it out.
yeah, it did. The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens was basically A New Hope sprinkled in with a little bit of Empire Strikes Back.
Oh,
No.
I'm sorry. I'm
90
sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I read the grid wrong. I apologize. You're right.
So yeah, Rick, everybody left The Force Awakens because left the theater giving it high remarks because it was definitely better than what people were looking for after the prequels. Now, I will say Revenge of the Sith is better than most people would give it credit for.
I agree.
They think that,
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you
that-
see it a second time.
yeah, they think that Hayden Christensen ruined it. And I think that showed what he could do. Yeah, the script wasn't the greatest, but it was great action scenes, great plot, and it's not going to match up to, Empire. But as far as it matching Jedi, you know why people hated Jedi? Because Jedi had fucking Ewoks that beat the Empire. That's why that rated that low.
I'm assuming Rick is saying Revenge of the Sith is the second best Star Wars movie.
That's how I'm taking that.
Yes, that's what he's saying. I don't know. Revenge of the Sith is high up there for me. I don't know if it's the second best one though.
I just don't know how people can put Attack of the Clones over Phantom Menace. Attack of the Clones was terrible. It had the worst script of any Star Wars movie, and it was only good when it got to Geonosis, and that was like a half an hour.
Which was the very end.
I don't care how much you dislike Jar Jar. Qui-Gon Jinn was fucking great. You had Darth Maul. Seeing the beginnings of Darth Sidious was great. Seeing, there's actually more of a story to it than most of the other Star Wars movies, and you also had the Senate. I like the Senate parts. So I mean, honestly, I like the choreography and everything looked fantastic. So, I don't know why people don't rated that movie worse than Attack of the Clones, because Attack of the Clones is my least favorite Star Wars movie.
And the Phantom Menace was actually a good movie.
I like the Phantom Menace. I'm sorry, if you can sit there through a movie and listen to Gollum talk, you can deal with Jar Jar Binks.
And Phantom Menace is ranked the lowest, which just boggles my mind.
Which is mind-boggling. And I hate Jar Jar Binks.
Well, a lot of people think Jar Jar Binks was a Sith undercover.
You know what? I'd have laughed and applauded had we actually made Jar Jar a Sith in disguise. I'd have been. Do you know
the main point to that, Tricky? Why people say that?
Go ahead, tell me, because I'm not. I didn't read.
Who gave emergency powers to Palpatine in the Senate?
Jar Jar.
It was Jar Jar.
Yeah, but he did that on Padme's blessing, didn't he?
No. He was there representing Padme, and was kind of tricked into giving emergency power.
I have to.
He was the one that nominated it, and everybody voted for it.
I'll have to go back and rewatch those movies because I don't remember that going down like that.
Oh yeah, basically Jar Jar's the fault for everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Rick yelling at me because I asked the question wrong. Two towers is better. Although
Two towers.
Two towers.
Gotta be able to read into these things.
I'm trying to catch up here. Oh, and Rick says, "Fuck off, Alex."
For what?
He says, "Gollum."
What did I do this time?
Gollum is better than Jar Jar.
Oh, Gollum is a little raspy voiced bitch. I can't stand hearing him talk. Like story wise, yeah, like there's a lot more to Gollum and a lot more reason for him to exist than Jar Jar. But I can't stand his voice. I hate Gollum's voice. I'm sorry.
My favorite Star Wars movie. He said Rick disconnected. My favorite Star Wars movie, I have to say, is probably Empire.
There you go. That's the only answer.
But I really do hold Revenge of the Sith in high regard.
And that's not a wrong answer. Neither is Return of the Jedi.
I didn't have a problem with the Ewoks. A lot of people have a problem with the Ewoks. I didn't have a problem with the Ewoks.
I always, for me, it's always been Empire. And when I went back and rewatched the entire 9 movies with my niece, because she had never seen them, I was like, Revenge of the Sith and Return of the Jedi were way better than I initially gave credit for. And actually, the prequel trilogy was way better than I gave it credit for. I think I was expecting more. You had a lot of green screen, and I hated Jar Jar. But when I went back and watched it, knowing I already hate this guy, okay, let's just watch the movie and ignore this moron, I was like, wow, there's a really good story here. Wow, it actually connects things. And then I got to the sequel trilogy and was like, oh, couple times we were so close to turning the corner, and then we just shit all over it.
Rick says he should have asked for a second favorite Star Wars movie. If you first
second favorite, Rogue One.
Oh no, he just said because if Empire isn't first, then there's something wrong. So he should have asked for the second one. All right, let's move on to our topic of the week. Our topic of the week is coming from IGN, written by Kat Bailey, which is basically just saying that the upcoming DICE Awards are coming. The Academy for Interactive Arts and Sciences announced its award nominations, with Spider-Man 2 leading the overall nominations as Alan Wake and Baldur's Gate trailing behind, but only slightly.
I mean, when Sony doesn't put anything out, it's easy for Spider-Man to lead the DICE Awards.
But Sony doesn't own DICE, right?
I know that.
Okay.
You still don't get the dig.
I don't get the dig because you're making it sound like Spider-Man's only leading because that's the only game Sony put out.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
But they have to go against every other game, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired and missing the point.
That's okay.
All right.
It makes me feel good.
Obviously, I'm not going to go through all the categories, but
thank heavens!
But I figure we'll have a little competition here. So I'm gonna ask you your opinion, which one you think is going to win out of the nominees. Then I may give a prize to the person that gets the most right.
Well, this won't be me because I don't play games.
No, you can make an educated guess, I guess.
Well, I will.
All right. So, outstanding achievement in animation. Your nominees were Final Fantasy 16, Hi-Fi Rush, Spider-Man 2, Mortal Kombat 1, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Matt?
I'm sorry, what's the category again?
Outstanding achievement in animation.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Alex?
I'll say Super Mario Wonder.
Yield?
Let's just go Spider-Man.
I'm going to say Spider-Man as well. Outstanding achievement in art direction. Alan Wake 2, Hogwarts, Spider-Man 2, Jedi Survivor, and Starfield. Matt?
Alan Wake 2.
Alex?
Sorry, what was the category?
Outstanding achievement in art direction.
Nominees again, please. I know Alan Wake 2, but...
Hogwarts, Spider-Man 2, Jedi Survivor, and Starfield.
I guess I'll say Alan Wake 2, because I mean, I was going to say maybe Hogwarts Legacy, but you also
That's right, you
have
stay away from that.
a lot of that mapped out for you. You know, you're trying to make Hogwarts look authentic, and a lot of that's built for you. Whereas Alan Wake is kind of like you have to build that world. Remedy had to build that world for themselves. So,
all right, Yield.
Hogwarts Legacy.
You know what? Yeah, I would. Yeah, it's a proper answer. I'm gonna say Survivor. I think they did a good job in that one.
It's just funny because Alex went into this whole appropriate, description of why he thinks it is, and he was just like, "Nah, fuck that, Hogwarts."
Rick asked me not to say this, but apparently Rick has never watched Rogue One. Sorry, Rick.
Dude, that is actually the Disney's first Star Wars movie was actually its best Star Wars movie.
This is not the way, Rick.
Even though it pokes
this is not the Star Wars movie you're looking for.
Even though it pokes a bunch of holes in A New Hope timeline, it's still the best Disney Star Wars movie.
All right, next category. Oh wait, I said Survivor. Okay. Skipping over a couple categories here. Okay, outstanding achievement in story: Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Dave the Diver, Thirsty Suitors, and Venba.
There you go, Dave the Diver.
Weird choices.
The only reason
best story.
The only reason I know about
Spider-Man 2 in there.
The only reason I'm laughing at Dave the Diver is because that was Jeff Hatters' game.
I don't even know what the game's about. I just like the name of the game.
It's actually a really good game.
Is it really? Is it? I think it's a Steam game.
Yeah, you play a fat diver who goes down to catch fish to populate a sushi restaurant.
Okay, I color me intrigued.
All right, Rick has a correction for somebody because somebody said Rogue One was Disney's first Star Wars movie. That's actually incorrect. Force Awakens was their first one.
Oh, I thought Rogue One came out first. Okay, my apologies. Either way, it's still the best Disney Star Wars movie ever made.
All right, so let's get the answers. Matt? There's only really two choices.
I'm going Baldur's Gate on this.
It's either Baldur's Gate or Alan Wake. I don't think the other ones count. Alex?
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to say Dave the Diver too because the concept is just so bonkers. I mean, I like what they're throwing out there. I haven't seen enough of Baldur's Gate. I mean, I've watched Ashley play some of it, but I haven't seen enough to really get behind the story fully. And Alan Wake 2, I mean, one of my complaints about the game was the fact that I think that is, sometimes Remedy gets really convoluted in their stories, so I can't say Alan Wake 2. Even though I enjoyed Alan Wake 2, a lot of times, especially with the Alan Wake segments, their stories just kind of go around in a spiral. So I don't always enjoy their storytelling because it feels like it's overdone. So I'm going to say Dave the Diver.
And Yield?
Baldur's Gate.
Right.
Even
I thought you said Dave the Diver.
No, that's what I was saying. I'm like, I like that name, but I want Baldur's Gate. Even though I'm going to quietly pull for Dave the Diver.
I'm going to
go. I love the name.
I'm going to go for Alan Wake 2, even though I have no interest in it.
Contrarian.
Anyway. Rick says, "Hey, don't read this one out. See you next Tuesday." Let's see. All right. Let's get into the real categories here. Action Game of the Year. Your nominees are Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, Dead Space, Hi-Fi Rush, Spider-Man 2, and Remnant 2. Matt?
Armored Core 6.
Alex?
Well, since there is a prize at the end of this, I'm going to shun Dead Space, which I, in my heart, hope wins, but I'm going to say Marvel Spider-Man 2.
And Yield?
I'm going to go Hi-Fi Rush because that just sounds really cool. And
it's Hi-Fi Rush, but okay.
I don't care. Whatever. It sounds cool. We're going with that one. Because I'm not. Well, yeah. Alex, I'm not going Spider-Man yet.
Alex, you're really pissing off Rick today. He was Dead Space. Boo, Alex.
I explained that I wanted Dead Space to win, but again, this is a competition where Tricky's going to give out a prize, so I have to pick. I can't pick Dave the Diver for everything.
And I am going with, I guess my better judgment, I'm going to go with Armored Core.
Did you hear that, Matt? It's against Tricky's better judgment to pick the same thing you picked.
Noted. Thank you.
Adventure Game of the Year. Your nominees are Alan Wake 2, Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Jedi Survivor, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Matt?
Oh, come on. Really?
Let's give Tears a win.
Alex?
Tears of the Kingdom.
Yield?
Tears of the Kingdom.
Rick says also Tears of the Kingdom. All right, we're going to skip over Family Game of the Year. We're going to skip over Fighting Game of the Year, Racing Game of the Year, Role-Playing Game of the Year. Your nominees are Baldur's Gate 3,
Baldur's Gate,
Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom
Baldur's
Liberty,
Gate.
Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 16, and Starfield.
Oh, really? Baldur's Gate.
Oh, you know what?
Gate.
I'm going to change my answer. Baldur's Gate.
Alex, you're going to
Baldur's Gate for me too.
All right, let's make it a clean sleep. Everybody say Baldur's Gate. I'm trying to skip over. Nobody wants to talk about mobile game, online game of the year. We'll skip over. Game design, we'll skip over. Game direction. Baldur's Gate 3, Cocoon, Spider-Man 2, Mario Brothers Wonder, and Tears of the Kingdom.
Baldur's Gate. It
Game
takes a lot
direction.
to freaking make that work.
Baldur's Gate, even though this is the developers voting. So, yeah, the masses won't be blind by an inferior Zelda game.
Woo!
I just did that to stir people up.
When you said that, I was watching Matt's face to see what he said.
He was making notes.
Yeah.
You ever seen the was it Billy Madison where Steve Buscemi is putting on the lipstick and he's got a list of people to kill and he's and Billy Madison or Adam Sandler calls him and apologizes for how he treated him in high school.
Yep. And
he takes his name off the list. That's exactly what Matt's doing right now.
I'm taking notes the way Liam Neeson take notes when he's trying to find the people who kidnapped his family.
Is Alan Wake 2 one of these choices?
No.
Well, fuck.
You want me to give you the nominees again?
Yeah, I got Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate, but
join the Baldur's Gate community.
Mario Brothers Wonder, Spider-Man 2, and Cocoon.
I'll say Spider-Man 2.
I'm going to say Spider-Man 2 as well. All right. Here's the big one. Game of the Year.
Baldur's Gate.
Alan Wake 2.
No.
Cocoon.
No, never heard of Cocoon.
Spider-Man 2 and Tears of the Kingdom.
What? Baldur's Gate ain't even in there?
I'm taking it out because that's what Matt keeps saying.
Oh, okay. I was just like, 'cause I'm going to call a travesty here. I'm going Baldur's Gate.
I'll say Alan Wake 2. Because this seems like if Alan Wake's going to win, this is the event that it's going to win at.
I'm going Spider-Man 2.
Such a Sony pony.
I think it was just a great game.
I even played Baldur's Gate, and I'm voting for Baldur's Gate.
All right, that's it. That's all we have. I mean, there's other topics in here, but like, I don't think we want to talk about mobile game of the year or outstanding achievement for an independent game. Did
you say mobile game of the year?
Mobile.
Oh, mobile. Okay.
I think we hit the high notes, Tricky. Let's go ahead and move on, sir.
Great show. Let's go to shout-outs. Alex, your shout-outs.
Let's go to exactly. Yeah, let's go to shout-outs.
I was trying to close that.
Staying out with some shout-outs.
Rick says mobile game of the year is Monopoly Go. Alex, your shout-outs.
I'd like to shout out to our awesome community. Thank you all for joining us here in 2024 as we continue our pursuit of podcast glory. We couldn't do it without you all, so thank you very much to everyone who supports us. And even Rick, even though Rick wants to constantly throw grenades my way just because I have an opinion. But Rick, thank you for your support and everyone who continues to support us. Shout out to Tricky, Yield, and Matt. Been, close to a month since we've all been on. It was good to get the band back together and put on another killer episode. Last but not least, give a shout out to my awesome and loving girlfriend, Ashley. I love you, hun. Well, I think that's going to do me as we, I said it last week, but a Happy New Year, everyone.
Rick says he's buying the plane ticket to come over here and kick your ass right now, Alex. You just said
what did I do?
He said
what did I do?
He said that in the Twitch chat that he's coming over here. He's buying the plane ticket to come over here and kick your ass.
See, here's the thing, though. When I take him out to restaurants and feed him some good food, Louisville, Kentucky is known for it being a great foodie city.
Alex.
Yeah.
Tricky's pulling your leg. Rick did not say any of that.
Well, Rick, the offer's on the table because I will take you out for some good food here in Louisville and good drink. We got good food and drink here in the city.
I can't believe you turned on me that quick, Matt. You couldn't have let
Now, if you go to New York, Tricky,
you couldn't have let Alex get through his whole spiel before telling him.
Well, frankly, I was trying to close out the show, but then you railroaded me and you didn't allow me to do my comments.
Rick, just know that if you go visit Tricky, you'll get a big old piece of boring ass cheese pizza every night of the week. That's all you'll get in New York.
And bagels.
You'll get a plain bagel in the morning and a pizza.
Don't forget about the bagels.
I will gladly put up our East Coast food against whatever you bumpkins out there in the country are eating.
Hey, I like my Midwestern food, so you keep it down over there, you East Coaster.
I'm just glad. Listen, Matt doesn't agree with me on a lot of things, but he agrees with me on the pizza and the bagels out here.
Here's the thing. I will point out that I didn't say that the food in New York was terrible. I just said that the way Tricky eats, you're going to get either pasta, you're going to get bagels, or you're going to get pizza. I didn't put down everybody's food. I didn't call y'all bumpkins or city slickers or whatever. I just praised the food we have here because the food we have here is very good.
And peanut butter on waffles.
Oh, my God.
All the people who say I shit on other people's food, I just gave examples of what Tricky likes to eat, the only food groups he talks about.
Hold on a second, because I got to do this. I know you guys will close out the show, Matt, but I got to ask this because this is a rare opportunity I could do this, okay?
What, that's the Twitch community?
No. Ask the goddess. Goddess! Can you guys hear her?
No.
All right, you're going to have to speak a little louder, okay? Say hello so see if they can hear you.
Hello?
What's up?
Okay, they can hear you. Yield is a proponent for putting something on his pancakes and waffles, and that ingredient is peanut butter. How do you feel about that?
Peanut butter?
Peanut butter on pancakes and waffles.
I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Apparently they didn't hear you because they didn't respond. Just for reference, she said she doesn't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah, but he's missing another component if he does that.
Oh, you're missing another component. Hold on.
What's that?
If you do peanut butter, you got to put Nutella on it.
If I had Nutella, I would.
If he had,
I'm not against that. I don't normally put both on there, but I'm not against that. That's a fine choice.
Neither am I.
Matt's over there shaking his head.
Why is he shaking his head?
I don't know, Matt. I don't know if it's because I'm dragging on the show or just because they're putting the peanut butter on their pancakes and waffles.
I'm trying to help Alex here and close out the show, and I
think he's shaking his head because you went to Tina for backup, or excuse me, the goddess for backup, and she
no government names.
Yeah.
For all we know, that could be a fake name.
Tricky went home for some help, and he got shot down in the blaze of glory.
All right, Yield. What are your shout-outs?
All right, we'll give a shout-out to Tricky, Alex, and Matt for showing up and recording on this freaking frigid January evening. Shout out to everybody who hung out in the chit-chat. See, it's so cold I can't talk. The Twitch chat. Shout out to everybody who downloads the show, listens, everybody in the Facebook group. And a huge shout out to Riley and Nitro for some Rocket League this Sunday evening. We were actually in competitive and we were throwing it down.
Rick says, what do you mean everybody in the Twitch chat? You mean just him?
Why, I'm sure.
Because he's the only one talking this whole episode.
Rick is enough.
I didn't say that. Matt, your shout out, sir.
Shout out to my fellow co-hosts. This was a fun, albeit shorter episode, which worked out very well. Shout out to Rick. Rick, you want to get some good food, come on over to the East Coast, and I'll make you something good at the house. You don't have to go out and get something. But thank you for engaging us in the Twitch chat tonight. It was a lot of fun. Come on out to channel3.gg to gamify your social media, join a couple clubs, join Rick's Genesis of Gaming Club, where each week he posts up a challenge for you to play a Genesis/Mega Drive game, and top person wins some XP, which helps go towards you buying tickets for stuff like gifts and other taglines you could use on the site. So come on out, channel3.gg. Shout out to the community. Shout out to my wife, V, and myself, who are going on a cruise. So you all will have to deal with 2 shows without me. Don't clap just yet. I will be back.
Damn it.
Thank God.
Don't threaten me with a good time. It's also worth
Tricky in line.
Well, that just means you guys get 2 weeks of no notes in the agendas.
It's a good thing you host.
Unless Matt wants to, log in from his cruise ship.
You're going to pay my internet.
Also, a little bit of a spoiler. I'm working with Matt. Well, Matt's doing the 90% of the work. We're going to try to get the Channel 3 guys on here for a show. We just got to schedule it. I know we had talks about it, Matt, but I don't remember if we nailed down dates or anything like that.
We'll talk after.
Yeah. But yeah, so shout out to the goddess who is getting ready to make me some chicken cutlets and rice, and that's always good. Shout out to Sweet Mama D, who's still trying to get me to play Undertale and Deltarune. It's not going to happen though. Shout out to everybody. He said plain. I don't know.
Chicken cutlets.
Oh, they will be breaded and flavored. So that's, you throwing me off. Shout out to the community. Shout out to Rick. Thank you for being in the chat. Rick, it's been a long time since I heard from you. I'm glad to see you're still around. I know you were doing your own thing for a while. Glad to see you back in the chat. Again, I want to give a special shout out to Gareth. You are in our thoughts, dude. And, I'm sure I speak for the rest of us. If you need somebody to talk to, all you got to do is send us a message, and we'll more than happy sit down and talk to you.
And also, I think we need to make it clear that, Gareth, apologized for not getting the update for the Rarity event out sooner. If you need to take a break from that, man, you don't owe us anything. If you need to take a break to be with the family or, just
process it yourself.
Yeah, you don't owe us a weekly update. Yeah. I think we'll understand. But I also know that some people like to stay busy, when they're grieving, and, it helps them get through things. Because, if I'm just not doing anything, and even when I'm doing something, it's kind of like there's just like an echo chamber in my head. I can't think about anything but it. So whatever's best for you, Gareth, just know that you don't owe us anything.
Yep. And if there's nothing else, until next week, happy trophy hunting.
You can find them on Facebook by going to www.facebook.com/evenphilippines.